What up, everybody? Hey, it's me. I'm back. It's your boy, Mark Howard. And we talk Cowboys here. All right. Yo, I've been a little while, been off, been running, doing some work. I just started doing this. And I want to go through that first few tapings here of this, recordings of it. And then I wanted to look at it, like in football fashion, sports fashion, little game film. I did have some other things that took me away and distracted me away from being able to do the show, but also gave me a chance to look at it and see what I was doing and make some other decisions on how I want to do things moving forward. So I'm glad you guys waited for me. We're back at it. What's happened? Wow. Training camp and preseason started. So we're 2 games in. Second game was yesterday. We lost to the Ravens, preseason-wise. And earlier the week before, we played the Rams out at SoFi in L.A. I didn't go to the game. And we lost to them. Pretty much defensively, whatever, giving up the same amount of points. We gave up 31 points both games. We scored 21 against the Rams and 13 against the Ravens. Okay, so let's give an assessment of the first 2 weeks of the preseason, what we've seen. A lot of people are worried. A lot of people are not happy with what they see. Guys, you have to remind yourself, and don't get me wrong, the competitive side of me wants to hear it. And look, I also know too, being a Cowboy fan, look, I know, just like me, everybody else, their teams are playing too as well, just like us. But everybody else is going to do what? They're going to track and come and talk and hit us up, worrying about what we did in a preseason game. And you hear it, and then part of you, the competitive wise, would like to, have a win out of the preseason or better showings, so you have to trip off it. So people can always, that's always the case. People can always come to us because, again, there are those who are Cowboys fans for real, and there are those who really wish they were Cowboys fans. That's pretty much the world is broken up in those two types of people. So that's nerve-wracking. That little bit, not the major thing, but you're going to hear it. Then you're concerned about what it looks like as far as what's going on in the season. Now, part of it for me and a lot of people look at, okay, where's our depth? Because obviously the main, the guys who are really under the bigger contracts and the lead star players, they're not playing. Dak's not playing, CD's not playing, Pickens isn't playing, they're coming in. Starting linemen aren't playing. Like Tyler Smith is not going to play. Michael Parsons, even though he still hasn't, he's still injured back. We're not calling it a holdout. It's injured back because he's been at camp. He wasn't going to play anyway. Trayvon Diggs still hurt. He wouldn't have played. Deron Bland didn't play. So some who did play played in the preseason. As far as the rookies, Tyler Booker, the right guard, didn't play in the first game against the Rams, but he did play in the Ravens game. So it was good to see him get in. Maris Liufau has been playing. He played in the first game. He did pretty well. You could see his second year guy. He's not a rookie anymore, but you can see his understanding and his talent. He stood out, especially in the Rams game. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really watch much of the games. I was doing something else. I've been traveling. As you see, I'm representing my alma mater here, Langston University. So I'm bringing that Langston energy, LU. It's in Oklahoma, Langston, Oklahoma. Now, if you're a fan, you go way back, like I do. Just so you know, for a little trivial, if you go way back enough, like I do, Langston is where one Thomas Hollywood Henderson came from. And he got drafted and went to the Dallas Cowboys and played. Shouts out to Hollywood Henderson. But I'm been traveling, so I've been watching. Like as I said before, I've been studying myself, been watching what's going on with the camps. I've been following that. And I do see a little bit of what's gone to the preseason, but I haven't been able to watch the whole preseason. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I get the gist of it. Again, preseason games are for evaluations. They're for evaluations. The way this is now differently, you got 3 weeks, 3 weeks of 3 games of preseason, not 4 like it used to be, 5 if you played in the Hall of Fame game. So now it's 4 if you play in the Hall of Fame game, 3 standard preseason games. So you're doing training camp, you're getting dress rehearsals in the games. We, like most everyone else, we're not different from anyone else in this point where we're sitting our main stars. They're in scrimmages that are team to team scrimmages. Like Dak Pickens and CD and all of them. They played in the scrimmage, live scrimmage against the Rams when the Rams came out there. But in the preseason game, they're not going to do it. Some people do. Cincinnati did. Okay. Joe Burrow wanted to be out there, get some reps in the preseason. But I would say from the preseason understanding, it's about evaluation. It's about evaluation of the players, your roster, decisions you're going to make at each position. Also, coaching, understanding what's working, what's not working, what ideas could be done differently, better. The whole nine, the whole gambit. And right now, as we're here Sunday, the 17th of August, in a few days, about 5 days from now, they're going to make first roster cuts. All right, you got about 90-something players. You're going to cut down to 53. And then it's going to go down to 48. Okay? So from that point, the last game will be more of a dress rehearsal. I won't even say dress rehearsal. Let me stop that. It'll be more about the last little bit of players, fine-tuning some things, tweaking some things, showing what's going to be done. Right now, we haven't looked like we have much depth. The running defense still has not shown that it can stop the run, at least from the way they're running and scheming it. And we haven't been able to run very well. Some people have shown in the running game. I think Maffa, as I said, my sleeper to make the rosters, Phil Maffa, and he's showing improvement. If he doesn't make the roster week 1, he's gonna play this season. He's gonna play this season. Jadon Blue didn't get a chance to play yet. He's been injured. Guyton in the second year, who was looking good so far in practice, looked definitely much improved. Hasn't played yet and won't play. He'll hopefully he will be ready as they project to be the beginning of the season. Right now we're looking at where we're going to be at receiver wise. Injuries. I'm learning and hearing that Joe Mingo is injured. There's a fear that he might have an injured ligament, PCL, posterior cruciate ligament. I'm hoping that there's no long-term damage, maybe a sprain out of that. He made a couple of nice catches and plays when having the opportunity. He made some nice catches. Also, as far as it was Christian Matthews, let's see, he left the game with a growing injury. Those pull muscles are son of a bitch. I'm sorry, they are, because if you pull a muscle, you're out until it heals. There's no way around it. You could treat it and go through it, but at the end of the day, you gotta wait. You gotta wait for that pull, that hyperextension of that muscle. You gotta wait for that to heal. That's not good reps for him. Bruce Harmon also got hurt in a Saturday game. He had a apparent knee injury, and so he got injured as well. A couple guys, I don't know whether they'll be there to make the team or not. These injuries definitely aren't helping them. So with the preseason, I think we saw some positives. We saw a bit again, running wise, film off. We saw some catches when the ball was thrown there. Some plays, definitely Mingo. Um, Defensively, like I said, Maris a little foul. Flashed and made some plays. We got a pick six from Anthony Booth, as I said, Booth there. I'm terrible with these names sometimes, man. I need to hurt myself with that. Andrew Booth, excuse me, Andrew Booth had a nice pick six on a blitz play that Cooper Rush, former Cowboy, was throwing a hot read out, and the receiver didn't kind of read that right. So he turned around not prepared for the ball. Booth was reading it all the way. So he beat him to the ball and showed his speed, showed his wheels, and made it to the end zone, 40-yard pick six. Other than that, Cooper Rush looked like Cooper Rush. Hey, Cooper Rush is going to eat us up because he's a veteran. He's been a good veteran, widely perceived as the best backup quarterback in the NFL. He's moved on, and so with Baltimore, he's going to look good. He's used to playing against ones. He's used to playing in real games. So it's a good test for us defensively and everything like that. So those two games, we made Stetson Bennett look pretty good against the Rams. Again, they were running against us. We also made Blake Corum look pretty good. But we ran well in that, and we made some plays offensively there. I think in the Rams preseason game, it looked as though they adjusted a bit and obviously played the backups that didn't start the preseason game and didn't start in front of backups, majority backups. But still in all, things looked a little bit more right. It looked like things looked a little more settled down. And we were able to do some things. So I wasn't mad about that. I wasn't bothered too much. This Ravens loss, I'm looking like, man, okay. We're not seeing the improvement out of Joe Milton. Tried to cast it off his first game jitters. You played the preseason game before. So we knew that was bull. And same thing. Milton just doesn't look accurate in these intermediate passes. What I see out of Joe Milton is he stares the receiver down too much. That one interception he threw, he was throwing to Mingo, or throwing in the vicinity of Mingo. And he stared him the whole way. The safety's back. So one high safety, he's back, and you're not reading the safety. You stare Joe Milton down the whole entire time. Don't throw a good pass that really went straight to the safety back there. That's a problem. That's elementary for a quarterback that's been doing it for a while. And I'm talking about from high school, college, on and down to the NFL. Where you look at it transversely, the big deep pass that he got completed to Milton on the right boundary, what did he do? He looked to his left, moved the safety, kept the safety up in the middle, and didn't hit Mingo on the outside of the boundary. Big difference. Quarterbacks have to know the arm, and that's especially for a long pass. You still got to look that safety off that's trying to get back. He's going to be deeper than the deepest receiver. That's elementary. I coach basketball, but I used to do this football thing too. Okay. Other thing too, if you look at it, that the safety he took. One, he got to know where he is and understand and read what the defense is coming. They're coming. You got a few seconds, 2.5 to 3 seconds to get that hot read. He's staring to the left the whole time. And doesn't see and doesn't have the timer going off his head, and he takes the sack. You got to get rid of the ball. You can't take a sack there, especially in the end zone. So these are elementary things, and I'm just going like, Will Greer comes in, Will Greer is where he's at. He's a veteran backup. He's where he is. He's barely good, definitely not great. He's not terrible, but he still looks better. He still looks better. If Milton has the potential to be better than Greer, then we need if you're good with Greer for the long haul, but we don't have Cooper Rush anymore. We need another solid backup quarterback that, God forbid, in a pinch that he's got to play 4 games or more. We need him in, to maybe see if we can salvage the season if things are going well. And then just like, people are looking at it like, why we let Trey Lance go? Trey Lance wasn't great, but he definitely was better than this guy. I don't know. So after 2 preseason games, there is concern, but I'm not concerned. It's preseason. They're doing a whole lot. Just like Shadi said, look, they have the benefit right now of nobody knowing how they're going to be. And they're not going to give anything away. They're not going to give anything away on film. So I have no choice. I'm not saying I doubt Shadi, but I have no choice right now. They hired him, but to trust into Shadi and see if he knows what he's doing and if it's the right thing. So we'll see. Those are the first 2 weeks. We got Atlanta. Let me go to Atlanta for that game, the last preseason game, and we'll see. We'll see how practice go. With rosters being cut down, coming up at that point, things may be a little different. Cowboys now with the end of this past week here. Not only did the Cowboys play back in Dallas, that ended their time in training camp, the initial couple weeks of training camp out here in Oxnard, California. So they're back in Texas. Hopefully in these next couple of weeks, Micah's back is healed. I'm pretty sure the doctor ordered a new extension in his contract, and I'm sure his back will be just fine. All right. So they're back in Texas, back home, and worry about traveling, being weary from so much traveling, moving around different places, back in their own homes and beds and things like that. Let's get down to business. All right. My concern that I have with it, and again, I'm curious. Concern is not one thing you'll know about me. When I say concern is just that. It's concern. It's not being worried. I'm concerned on our depth in different areas. Our depth on the defensive line. Look, we're getting ran through, and our third-year guy, who's a first-round pick, Mozzie's playing. He's not one that's worthy of sitting out because tells me to me his position is not assured. Solomon Thomas is sitting out, and he just came to the team. He's a free agent. Lofa, the nose tackle, what's his name here? What am I looking at? The rookie from Toya, excuse me, I said Lofa. Jay Toya. Look, I coach my team, and I coach high school basketball. I'll have 12, 15 kids, and I ain't going to remember their name. I tell you, you got to do something really good or really bad for me to remember your name. All right? So some guys I'm not coaching, whatever. Jay Toya is playing, and he's going through the learning curve. He was a 7th-round pick, so him making a team or starting the practice squad is usually likely when you're bottom half of the 5th round and lower. But Solomon Thomas hasn't been suiting up, but Mozzie has, and we'll see. It's a lot of things. The run game still. I mean, there was one run play where they picked up about 15, 20 yards, where the ball was starting out going up the middle towards the right through the A gap on the left side of the defense, and the right side of the defensive line, tackle, defense, and even linebacker, they all flowed to the hole. They were right. That's where the play was going. But the edge never got set by the defense, and he just sucked right into the inside of the tackle. And the running back for the Ravens was like, "Well, thank you very much. I'll go around this left hand side." Nobody was there. The cornerback was cleared out by the receiver. I look at it like, okay, this is fundamentals. It's just fundamentals. Linemen are getting kicked out by a pull blocker, pin and pull. They're being engaged by linemen, and they don't know how to get off the blocks. Saw that in both games, the Rams and the Ravens. So the defense on the field longer. Offense can't get any reps. Receiving core, they're probably just as frustrated as hell because they can't get many reps because they're not getting many reps, and of those reps, they're terrible because Mingo can't hit the bright side of a barn. There was a highlight. I'm going back to the quarterback here. Was it Joe Milton? I didn't even want to say his name. There was a shot one time where they were in camp a couple weeks ago where Dak, Greer, and Milton all three of them threw the ball at the same time and landed in the center basket of the net that they were throwing. So they all threw it dead accurate in that center hole, hit the bullseye. And I ain't seen him throw nowhere near close to that since. I'm wondering how many takes it took for all three of them to get in there. All right, one more time. All right, Joe, see right there, right this door right there. It's just bad, you know. So we don't have depth. Trust me. Dak, be healthy. Line, keep him protected. Okay? If Dak is gonna run, slide quickly, get your ass out of bounds. Linebacker wise. Linebackers filling. They're filling, but I see some missed tackles. I see some plays being made. What I'm seeing out of the defense, too, as far as with the depth and looking at our back guys, they'll make plays and stop and run in the backfield, or they'll give up a 10-plus yard run. It's nothing in between. They're either stopping them behind the line of scrimmage or they're giving up 10-yard pops, 10-yard plus pops. You can say with the guys who are going to be starting. Of course, we won't have Overshown at that linebacker position. I'd feel much better having a little Overshown in that middle because he's really, oh my gosh. But he's likely not going to be ready to about at best midseason, and then what he'll be from there, we don't know. But I do like Liufau in there. Sanborn looks pretty good. And we'll see what Kenneth Murray. Shamar Jones, he's in there. He's getting a lot of reps. I think he's solid. He's not making any special plays, but as a Mike backer, that means M for middle. Would you say Mike? I think he's holding his own, but not doing anything particularly special. DBs, it's a never-ending search to see if we got any depth with DBs, and that's the big thing too there. All right, I like what they're going to do and how they're going to do this. I don't know, but Ravel, the cornerback that they drafted second round, we'll see. He has not been able to get back. His time has been pushed back a bit. I think the best timetable he'll be ready will be sometime late September to October. Diggs, about the same. Kyer Elam hasn't been playing, been doing well. Don't know where Booth is. Pride, man. Do have Deron Bland. Kalen Carson's still been hurt. What's he going to do? Is health-wise, and what can he do? I think Kalen Carson needs reps. Doesn't seem or look like they're going to bring another cornerback in. Everybody's looking for Stephon Gilmore. Maybe we can bring him back, but Doesn't look like they want to go down that road. If they bring a DB in, it's going to be a temporary situation. I don't think they want to cut the guys that they have. So bringing in a veteran means you're just going to come in for the time being. Doesn't mean they couldn't last the whole season. I think how things really unfold. But the plan, and I don't think you'll get a quality veteran DB that's sitting at home. That's a lot. A cornerback that's sitting at home that can't get picked up on a team that's quality. Best one right now would be Stephon Gilmore. I don't know if Stephon Gilmore wants to come all the way over here and be that and then just to be let go. Soon as they get healthy. He may for the right price. But that's where it's going to be real question. Safety-wise, who will be the starters? Hooker and Wilson, or Wanye Thomas over Wilson, Malik Hooker, Marquise Bell? I like the combination of Wanye and Malik Hooker at safety. Mukwamu, they may put in there as a nickel back. Kimon Hall. Childress has shown well. Zion Childress has shown pretty well. I don't think I saw him get burnt a little bit. He's out of Kentucky. He got burnt a little bit, but DBs will. I don't. So that's a mystery there. We're gonna find out, guys. We're gonna find out what's going on, of course. So we can only speculate and guess. Right now, guys, do what you got to do. I'm not pushing the panic button. I'm not tripping. It will be what it's going to be. I want to see what Schottenheimer does, so I'm gonna know what we're about. I'm not worried about it. I'll make real assessment as to what we're going to be and what we are, what it looks like we are, in October. In October, that's when we'll know, and we'll see. So I'm not too worried. Definitely don't like. I get where it is, and you understand with the way Milton's play is. They want to get Milton reps. They want to get Milton reps. I understand. Get him some reps. See if he can grow, and then hope that Dak don't get hurt, and let him keep developing. So we'll see. 2 weeks there. We got Atlanta next week. Cuts down to 53. So we look forward to it. All right. Hang in there, Cowboy fans. You know they're going to talk to us because they love us. They wish they were us. Otherwise, hey, we'll be back at it. I'll talk to you soon. Again, my name is Mark Howard, and we talk Cowboys here. Peace.